Good morning, everybody. It is your boy Opti. We are back for another episode of Simply Bitcoin. It is Wednesday, June 7th, and as you can tell, we got another Wednesday where I'm hosting. I do have an awesome show for you guys. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this one. But welcome to Simply Bitcoin. We are your number one source for the peaceful Bitcoin revolution. We cover breaking news, culture, and mimetic warfare, and we bring on Bitcoiners from all around the world, from the biggest names to the everyday Bitcoiner. We got them all. Tell us who you want to bring on the show, and we will. And we are your guide through the separation of money and state. And as we've been covering all week, we're seeing a lot of action. And not only are we seeing a lot of action from the state, we are seeing a lot of crying from the altcoin apologists. You guys know it's the first 2 minutes. I can't cuss. Anyways, they are calling Bitcoiners laser-eyed cult members, cheering on state actors, clamping down on the crypto industry, and that we're all in this together, that Binance and Coinbase has done more to onboard Bitcoiners than any Bitcoin maxi ever had, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's all cope. We know it's all cope, but hey, it's another round of the altcoin apologists. But hey, Bitcoiners have been saying this for a long, long time, that this day would come, that one day the state would clamp down on altcoins, calling them securities, because the Howey test is it's pretty clear, guys. And most altcoins by this test will be labeled securities. It is what it is. Acknowledging the obvious is not cheering on state regulation. It's just acknowledging reality. And as much as the altcoin apologists can and screech on the internet, it doesn't change the reality of the situation. There is Bitcoin and there is crypto, and these are not the same. And before I go on, before I get continuously called a status apologist, let's be clear, the SEC is a terrible organization. It's power hungry. It's running rampant. It is overstepping its boundaries and funded by state violence. This is, on the one hand, we can have two opposing thoughts, but it exists and it is the lay of the land, guys. So Bitcoiners have simply been saying to plan accordingly. There is Bitcoin and there is crypto. Or there is only one quote unquote crypto that will withstand the storm ahead of us. And this is Bitcoin. You guys know this. You guys are Simply Bitcoin audience, but there's still people out there that do not understand what game is being played. Bitcoin is hard capped. It is censorship resistant. It is decentralized and unstoppable. And these are not just buzzwords like your favorite quote unquote crypto. This is the fact of the matter. Bitcoin will improve your life. And I know this because it's done it for me. It's done it for countless others. It's done it for you guys watching the show. You can save in something that doesn't get debased, that is outside the purview of state theft and state violence. And this is why we Bitcoin. It is a parallel peer-to-peer electronic cash system that isn't controlled by a single entity. It's absolutely beautiful. It is completely opt-in, and no amount of screeching will change this reality, won't change this truth. Bitcoin is hope, and it can offer you a better life, a life where you can live the life you want on your own terms, a life of dignity where you are not simply sitting down as your government abuses you and continues to steal from you and your future progeny. How could you not love this system? How could you not love the Bitcoin network? How could you not go out there and spread the Bitcoin message far and wide? This is what I want. This is what I fight for. This is what all my Bitcoin friends want. And this is what Bitcoin offers you. This is what Bitcoin fixes. And those that rely on pumping altcoins will continue to conflate Bitcoin and crypto. But the music's being stopped. It is slowing down, and it might have come to a screeching halt over this week. And all altcoin pumpers can no longer lie to make money. And of course, they're going to parade on Twitter and call us the big bad meanies, the laser-eyed cult members, the toxic Bitcoin maximalists. But if you're a Bitcoiner with your Bitcoin safely in cold storage, you're unaffected. You're unbothered. You're moisturized in your own lane and watching the fireworks. Absolutely beautiful. But if you're not, we're going to continue to bring you the receipts and continue to show why you need to take your Bitcoin off the exchanges. You cannot trust these shitcoin casinos. Wait, am I past 2 minutes? I made it. Okay. We can call them what they are. They are shitcoiners. I love being a Bitcoiner. Anyways, I am not alone. I do have a guest today. The illustrious Richard Greaser from the Bitcoin Bugle. I am super excited for this one today. If you don't know, you will know today who the Bitcoin Bugle is and Richard Greaser himself. Well, how are you doing, Dick Greaser?
Hey, doing pretty good. I don't know why you didn't welcome me with the soundboard. I'm kind of offended, though.
Oh. Here we go. We got you, bro. In the flesh. Okay, of course so. We got our boy Dell, the funky huddle sapien, in the building as well. So we got a full show for you. How you doing today, Dell? Are you ready to give them the sauce?
Yeah, in the news, actually, there was a comment here that was rather interesting that's going to tie directly into the news. Somebody said that, where was it? Something about we are not the SEC or something like that. Well, I'm going to make the claim, funny enough, that we are the SEC. You and I, all Bitcoiners, in a sense, and in a way, we're not clearly we're not Gary Gensler, but I'm gonna tie into that in the news. And
Love
Richard
it.
Greaser here isn't in the flesh; he's here in the stone.
Oh, wow. In the marble. Okay, guys. Well, without further ado, we got a full show for you guys. Let's get into the numbers.
The Bitcoin numbers.
Brought to you by Nodl. At this point, you should be running your own Bitcoin node. If you don't use your own Bitcoin node, you're trusting someone else's. Run your own version of Bitcoin Core, the Lightning Network, Whirlpool, and Dojo, all from the comfort of your own home. And if you're a digital nomad, you have absolutely no excuse, because now you can run a Nodl through a virtual private server. Visit nodl.eu today.
Of course. Before we get into the numbers, we got to tell you about the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, 2024, July 25th to 27th. Yes, I know we are more than a year out, but the reason we are continuously going to tell you about this is because I am sick and tired of you guys complaining about the price. Get your ticket today, because they are as cheap as they will ever be. And I know you guys are going to FOMO in the Nashville conference at the very end of the year. So get them today. $400 for 3-day pass or 2-day pass. And we'll see you in Nashville. I'm excited to get to Nashville. It's going to be lit. I'm going to hang out with all you guys, all my friends over there. It's the Mecca. You guys got to make it to the conference. I know you guys say it every year. Oh, I don't want to go. And then it comes up and you're like, okay, I should have gone. You FOMO because everyone's having a blast. Anyway, let's get to the numbers. We are over here on Clark Moody's dashboard, and we got some of our favorite numbers, which I think this one is my favorite number. Actually, I say that about all the numbers. The block height. No one cares about the Gregorian calendar anymore. The only date that matters is the block height, and we are currently at 793 and 269. Ooh, perfect numbers for Dick Greaser here. Anyways, the sats per dollar, aka the Moscow time, aka how much your dollar is worth, is currently at 3,791 sats per dollar, which means the Bitcoin price is around $26,375 per Bitcoin. And the total amount of Bitcoin issued that will ever be issued is currently at 92.35%, with a fiat price of market cap of $511.2 billion. And as Nico always says, the realized monetary inflation, taking fiat currencies to school, this is the lowest inflation rate of anything in the world at 1.75%, or actually maybe gold is roughly around there, but we'll get there in April of 2024. Anyways, the Bitcoin versus gold market cap is 3.94%. Anyone that says that you are not still early to Bitcoin really doesn't understand what's going on, because Bitcoin hasn't even overtaken the gold market cap, and it will. It sure as hell will. Anyways, the total capacity in Lightning is 5,353.27 BTC. The total reachable public Bitcoin nodes is 17,096. The hash rate the last 90 days is 348.5 exahashes. And the blocks to clear in the mempool, at least according to Clark Moody's mempool, is 73 blocks to clear with a pending fees of 12.07 BTC. So I thought the Wizards broke Bitcoin, but it's almost like Bitcoin continues to work. Anyways, I got an epic rant for you guys today. I saw this clip here from Tahini's. Shouts out to Tahini's. And I thought this was a fitting video for today. I knew what Dell was going to talk about, and I saw this clip, and I'm like, okay, let's not just hear it from, Nico and Opti and Dell and Richard Greaser about that Bitcoin only is not just an opinion. It's the best strategy to build a business, as Tahin says. And I said it in the past, I'm starting to lean into the idea of 5D chess moves. And I think Bitcoiners have the winning chess move. We have checkmate, and it's only a matter of time until the world wakes up to this. And, I really love Jack Mahler's pawn to E4, but he absolutely destroys Brian Armstrong here. And this is something we always talk about. We are Simply Bitcoin. We are a Bitcoin only show. We tell you guys consistently that you need to save in Bitcoin, take Bitcoin into self-custody, and that all shitcoin promoters are just that. They are basically making cover. They're lying to you to make money so that they can scam you out of your Bitcoin. As the great article over on Nakamoto Institute is called, "Everyone is a Scammer." So, as much as these altcoin scammers want to and call us bad names, we understand their game. And of course, when you get exposed, when you have, what's tomato soup on your face, what do? You try to point fingers and make sure that you aren't the one that is caught. Well, let's listen to Jack Mallers just absolutely destroy Brian Armstrong.
It's a competitive market. It's a race to the bottom. And you saw that in the equities market. And so what Brian Armstrong somehow did, to his own fault, and that's why I'm calling him out, is he tried to replicate the equities market. He found his business advantage as, I'm a first mover. I was here first. I have the most licenses. And sure, Jack, you can sell Bitcoin, but I sell Algorand coin and Pink coin and Left Sock coin and barbecue chicken coin. And so you can never compete with me because I've built this regulatory moat and this first mover advantage. And what he's done is he's built a proxy long positions on altcoins, which make no sense. Right? And he's replicated the equities market. And he doesn't understand everything that I'm saying. And what I'm doing, obviously I'm building a great experience. Obviously, I think the best financial experience, you should be able to acquire Bitcoin in many ways for as cheap as possible. But more so what I'm doing by expediting this race to the bottom to zero. Maybe Brian Armstrong thought he had 3 to 5 years to figure this out. Well, guess what, dude? You got 3 to 5 weeks and you're fucked. And it's like the Big Short. I'm calling you out. So now I'm building a leverage long position on Bitcoin being the true innovation of cryptocurrency, that digital scarcity does have value, and that altcoins are implied unintended inflation to the asset class. And that if you have 1 million monetary networks that aren't interoperable with each other, all you've done is recreate an inefficient monetary network system that we already have today, and it doesn't develop any innovation. I'm making a bet that Bitcoin and Lightning are the innovation, and they are going to last. Altcoins are going to die, and that my business model of using an efficient, better monetary network and using buying Bitcoin for free as an acquisition is going to margin call you. And I'm pawn to E4, your move, because I think you fucked up. I think you recreated an equities brokerage and you didn't learn anything from the past, and you didn't take the time to understand Bitcoin. And the same brand that Mark Zuckerberg has that's so tarnished, now you have. Bitcoin core developers hate you. Bitcoiners hate you. You have to act against the best interest of those that very built this industry by listing shit coins and going against everything that we always say and all the forks that we're going to break this industry. You have to support, because the fundamental flaw in which you built your business on, and you fucked up, and it's been long enough, and I'm sick of it. And I finally got old enough and in my mid to late 20s to build my own company and call your bluff.
Oof. Absolutely slaying out there, Jack Mallers, aka Jack Ballers. And I think this is something that we're seeing in real time. I don't remember who said it first, but I heard someone say it this week. I think it is very clear, at least becoming very clear, that the free market is waking up to the idea that we all know as Bitcoiners, that Bitcoin is the signal, and all the shit coins are a distraction, as we're seeing with the SEC and everything. I forget who it was who originally, it might have been Giacomo. He's like, the only use case for shit coins is to confuse regulators and give us covers as Bitcoin so that they get wrecked before Bitcoin, so Bitcoin can make it out the gate. That's probably the only use case I will endorse at this point, but I think it's becoming very clear. And obviously it is still early in this game, but I think people are waking up to the Bitcoin only signal that we continually, someone gave me some flack in the chat. Apparently Opti doesn't know words, but I think moving forward, not only is it going to be easier to be Bitcoin only, it's going to be the reputation suicide if you are a shitcoiner going into the future. And shitcoiners and some quote unquote Bitcoiners are simply fiat maxis in Bitcoin clothing. And the musical chairs is up, guys. It's becoming very obvious to me. I know some people are still hoping for that shitcoin season in this next bull run. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I know where my bags are. I know what position I have bet my life on. And it is the same thing that Jack Mallers is talking about. It is Bitcoin only. And if your crypto of choice cannot withstand the attacks, if it does not get stronger with the attacks, then maybe it's not anti-fragile. Maybe it's not decentralized. Maybe it is not the thing that you want to put your wealth in moving forward. And this is why I've gone all in on Bitcoin. This is why I continually talk about only Bitcoin, because I think Bitcoin is the signal, and moving forward, more people will realize that Bitcoin is the only unstoppable quote unquote crypto in the space. And I think the market is waking up to this in real time. Of course, it's going to take a while before everyone wakes up to this, but we are seeing this happen right now. And as a Bitcoiner, again, I don't want to be called a statist for cheering on the SEC because I don't believe that they should have any power over us. But hey, shitcoiners getting wrecked. And as a Bitcoiner, it does feel kind of good. Anyways, let's go to Richard Greaser. What is your thoughts on everything?
Yeah. I mean, shitcoins are kind of funny and they're kind of silly, but they're really counterproductive. I mean, it's just like why I'm Bitcoin only is I just want the most efficient way to like buy cigarettes, and like cigarettes get like progressively more expensive, and like taxes keep on getting levied against them, and like Bitcoin is that store of value. And why would I want a billion different currencies to buy Marlboro Reds? It just creates a lot of inefficiencies in the market for me. So um, I go with Bitcoin only. But yeah, as far as like cheering the SEC, like so I started the Bitcoin Bugle. It's a site where you create fake news, and like I used to have a career in like traditional news media. So like writing fake news is a specialty and talent for me. And so I just get to do it like honestly today. But like you look at all these institutions like the SEC, the New York Times, like Udi, and they're a bunch of liars. They make stuff up, and why would we take them very seriously? So I don't think it's great to cheer for the SEC. But if you're watching somebody do something stupid and like scam a bunch of people, like I don't really feel bad to watch them fail epically. So yeah.
Well, Dick Greaser, you kind of brought up a point. You seem to enjoy Marlboro Reds. Wouldn't you want a Marlboro coin so that you can buy your cigarettes easier?
No, I mean I guess they do, like if they did like some sort of tokenized rewards program, like that's an interesting idea. But like it comes down to why would you go about things the most inefficient way possible and putting it on a blockchain when you just can have it on a internal database like everybody else does their reward points for cigarettes. Yeah.
Speaking too much sense. Anyways, Dell, what's your thoughts on all this?
I mean, it's the same story again and again. It seems like just last week we were talking about FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, and I think the largest issue that we are running into as Bitcoiners is the education thing. People see crypto and Bitcoin as the same thing because Bitcoin, yes, it is a cryptocurrency. I was just talking about this with my wife this morning, and she was saying she was asking like what's a good way to explain it, and I said, the way I would talk to somebody about it is try and ask somebody. It really depends on where they're at, but talk about food. Look at food. There are things that we would all agree, many of us, I should say, would agree are real food. Steak on a plate, lettuce, the single ingredient things, eggs. And then there's all the processed garbage. Is it all air quotes food? I guess in a sense, it's stuff that you can put into your mouth and it has a taste and it'll go into your belly and then it'll come out the other end and it will make you full for a time and you'll get some amount of nutrients from it. But one of those things, the whole ingredient, single ingredient stuff from the earth, from the planet, provided by the universe, given to us by God, is food. That's inarguably food. The other stuff, while it still falls under that umbrella, isn't really food. It's a bunch of colors and chemicals and processed stuff. And yet people still think, even when they go to the store and they see these things today, that they're kind of the same thing. And in a sense they are, but at the same time, they're completely different. And the same is true of Bitcoin. One is completely outside of the realm of the others. One came first. How many internets are there? I mean, I imagine there are intranets that universities and different companies have, but there's one internet protocol that we use. There's Tor and I guess there's a few others, but there's one main one. You don't have people having arguments about, oh, I want to use Bob's internet, and oh no, Bob's internet is no good. You got to get on Jimmy John's internet because you get a free sandwich every 3 weeks. Like it's none of that. There's one internet and we use it. We're still in that very, very, very early stage where people just don't understand that Bitcoin is in a league of its own. It is its own thing. Everything else, every other coin, every other piece of shit that came afterwards. You can't find absolute scarcity more than once. Like that's it. It's done. Bitcoin is it. Like how is this even a conversation? Well, it's a conversation because there's a lot of people that don't understand very simple things. And education is the most difficult thing, but it's not. You and I, Opti, were talking about this just the other day. There's levels to this. We're not trying to win everybody and, oh, you got to ape in and put all of your life savings in. Just get a little bit. Get 1%. Get off zero. Just get off zero. That's the main thing. And I mean, it really is as easy as getting a wallet, whatever your favorite one is. I'm not going to name a bunch here because we all know them. We all know. Find one, get it on your friend's phone, send them a few sats, and that's how easy it is. Look how easy. There's no question. There's no, oh, pending charge. Oh, maybe it'll go through. There it is. You have it. That's done. Now imagine all the stores everywhere did that. It would just be instantaneous settlement. Done. There's no questions. It's just there's never been a more perfect money.
Love it, Dell. I will actually name the wallets because it's been a couple of months since I've named a bunch of wallets on here, and I know it's option overload, but there's Blue Wallets, there's Phoenix, there's Breeze, there's Jade, there's Code Card, there's Seed Signer. I'm missing all of them. There's Sparrow, there's Spectre. Download Bitcoin Core on your computer. These are all great options. I endorse all of them. Of course, I've given you guys like 15 different options over the last year, and I will continue to probably whittle this down so that we can get you guys the best option possible. But next, guys, as I was seeing in some of the comments, as much as I would love to see Bitcoin win on the free market, on the merit of it, of the quality of its coin, the decentralization, 21 million hard cap and all that, I am not naive enough to believe that, governments and politicians, the state actors out there aren't going to do their best to shut this stuff down. So I think it's, as a pragmatic person, I'm just like, yo, plan accordingly. This is where we are right now in the story. And you might want to hold your Bitcoin not on an exchange. And on that note, let's get into the news, Dell.
The Daily News.
The Daily News is brought to you by Blockstream Jade, built by Bitcoiners for Bitcoiners. It's an open source hardware wallet for the cold storage of Bitcoin. Check out the brand new limited edition color, the transparent green Jade. Blockstream Jade houses a full color camera, allowing for fully air-gapped Bitcoin transactions, scan and display QR codes directly on the device, assign transactions, and verify addresses with ease. Use your Blockstream Jade with your favorite wallet software, such as Blockstream Green, Blue Wallet, Electrum, Sparrow. Get yourself a Blockstream Jade today and take self-custody of your Bitcoin.
Okay, so real quick before I show that, I got to let you know that what I'm going to be doing might come across a little bit weird because I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between reading something. I'm going to be doing that as best I can, some stuff I wrote out, and actually kind of ranting. So first up here, what I need to touch on is that we're going to be covering Binance and Coinbase news because it's still so recent. Seems like just yesterday we were talking about FTX and old scammy Sammy. Now, CZ, who I think a lot of people got funky vibes from this whole thing, and Brian Armstrong, who seems to have arms not quite as strong as his name would imply, looks like the greed monster got to him. But starting with the SEC here, temporary restraining order to freeze Binance U.S. assets. So if you know anybody that's got money with Binance, help them get it off of there. Quote, the SEC respectfully submits that this relief is necessary on an expedited basis to ensure the safety of customer assets and prevent the dissipation of available assets for any judgment. Given the defendant's years of volatile conduct, disregard of the laws of the United States, evasion of regulatory oversight, and open questions about various financial transfers, and the custody and control of customer assets, including by defendants who claim they are not subject to the court's jurisdiction, as described in the complaint, blah, 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 a little bit more there, the SEC filing said. If the order is granted, Binance would have 5 days to ensure that only Binance.us has access to customer funds, and within 30 days, so either time frame is very short, all customer assets would be transferred to new wallets that only Binance US can have access to. Why do you want anybody to have access to any of your funds beyond you? It should be just you, just you. So There's two main points that I want to drive home here. One, every exchange that deals with, let me close this real quick. Every exchange that deals with anything besides Bitcoin is worse than a casino. With a casino, you at least have odds. They're not in your favor, but you still have a chance. With this shitcoin bazaars that you have, you've got swindlers actively trying to rug you. They don't want you to have a chance there. They're trying to remove any chance of you having any money at all. And two, every government, doesn't matter where you're at, every government is one of these shitcoin bazaars. They have one coin, their currency, and they use every means possible to bend you over backwards and do you dirty. Back to the news here. We've got the, is it not showing up? Is that not? Oh, it's a lag. Gotcha. Okay. Over at Fortune Crypto, Coinbase and Binance each see net outflows of more than 1 billion in 24 hours after SEC suit. Two of the world's biggest cryptocurrency exchanges are feeling repercussions from the filed lawsuit by the Securities and Exchange Commission against Binance on Monday. Is this showing up?
Wait, no, it's not showing over here for me.
Hang on a second. It might. What in the world? Let me do that. Why is it still showing? I don't understand.
Here, I can.
Well, I don't. I mean, I've closed that tab. It's not even on my computer anymore. I don't understand. Oh, there it goes.
There you are.
All right, we're going. Weird. All right. Two of the world's biggest cryptocurrency exchanges are feeling repercussions from the lawsuit filed by the SEC Monday. According to the blockchain data supplied by Nansen, both Binance and its rival Coinbase saw more than 1 billion in negative net outflow, or the difference between total withdrawals and deposits, in the first 24 hours. $1 billion in the first 24 hours since the lawsuit dropped yesterday morning. The agency levied 13 charges. The SEC levied 13 charges against the company, including allegations that through an extensive web of deception, lies, Binance allowed high-valued U.S. customers to trade on the exchange, even though it wasn't open to American customers. Moving on here, this is freaking thing. Here we go. This is from a fella, Bruce Fenton, over on Twitter, and he says, "I can't believe some of the." So the point I want to touch on here is this idea that maxis are cheering on the SEC, and we're like, "Yeah, go Gary Gensler, you're our hero." That is so not the truth. I haven't seen anybody doing that. Anyone that is a self-proclaimed maxi. Can't believe Bitcoiners are status authoritarians cheering regulatory actions. If you don't like something, don't buy it and speak against it. Don't ask nanny-state governments to intervene. We're not asking. Nobody asked for the SEC to do anything besides their job, I guess. That's what you need to talk to your friends and parents about. Yes, Binance and Coinbase are dens of villainy and scum, but so is the Senate and Congress and your state-level houses of government. The one area that I'm willing to admit might be okay is the local government. Like, there's probably some mayors, some sheriffs, some council members that are solid people. I admit that. Dylan DeClaire here says, "I don't think acknowledging the arrival of an inevitable outcome is cheering for said outcome to occur. It's not cheering for the IRS when you acknowledge that tax obligations are enforced with criminal liability backed by men with guns. Simply recognizing the inevitable both beforehand and after the fact doesn't make one a contributor to said outcome, regulation, SEC enforcement, etc. It was an obvious outcome." Over here, "Those damn maxis, how dare they?" This is American Hodl. Checks notes. "Warn us about the consequences of our actions." Yeah, exactly. This is maxis right here. This is Bitcoin maxis. This picture right here. We're just chilling. Why the world burns, saying, "I told you so." I haven't. If you want to see what happens to governments around the world, look at Binance. This is, if you zoom out. Stop focusing on the trees. Binance is a tree. Coinbase is a tree. This news story is a tree. That's all trees. Zoom out to the whole globe. Every single government is a Binance, is a Coinbase, is an FTX. All of them are one of these fucking shitcoin casinos. If you want to see what's going to happen to them all, look at you and I. What is happening in the micro scale, the SEC going after these other trees, a tree attacking that tree attacking that tree, watches the entire organism, the whole world, you and I, our friends, our family members from all over the world, all of the developing nations, all of the Latin Americas, all of Africa, which is a fucking sleeping giant, an absolute behemoth just on the cusp of just going Hulk mode on the world, from what I can tell. Forget China, forget all of that. Look at Africa. That is just, it's going to go bonkers. We might not be around to see it, but it's going to happen. The SEC went after them. the commission for that industry. You want to know who the commission is for the SEC, for the rest of the globe? You and I. It's you and I. We are the commission for all of this bullshit. We get to say. The people have the final say. The individual is the one that gets to say, no. No more of your bullshit. You and I, on a local, individual, family level, we are the ones that make these decisions. Rizzo over here, Afghan women using Bitcoin to achieve financial freedom at $600 9 years ago. Dang thing, what? Come on, why do I have to do this? You've got this Wall Street. Look, this is a day after. The day after the debt ceiling thing. It's a shitcoin casino. That's another one. Look at all this. This is all of their shitcoin casinos. Ireland, 1 trillion. US, 51.3 trillion. China, 29 trillion. All their debt outstanding. It's just nonsense. And Bitcoin solves all of this. We just say enough of all of that. We're just going to get this one money that works for everyone and not play that game anymore. It's a bad game that very few people are fucking us with, and we're done with it. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely love it, Dell. Absolutely love it. I'd like to get Richard Grietzer's take on this, and then I'll chime in.
Yeah, I think it's really like important not to recognize agencies like the SEC as legitimate for a variety of reasons, because they exist in this apparatus, which is to control us and lie to us. Yeah, I agree. Like when you start from that standpoint, kind of like Del was saying, like we have the right to choose what we're going to put up with, and ultimately, like it's good that scammers are being called out for being scammers, but these same people are going to come after us here pretty soon in some degree, and I just dream of a day, I have an 8-year-old kid, and he's he smokes about a pack of cigarettes a day, and it's expensive. And I want him to go out in the streets of New York, and sell single cigarettes for sats, for maybe 2,000 sats a cigarette or something like that, and earn his keep, and but there's people in the government that are gonna put him in a chokehold and kill him if he does that. And so I look at the same people that would do that to my kid as the SEC, but yeah, I mean, these shitcoiners are big status too. They're always cheering for Nick Carter's an exception, because I guess he said some nice things about Bitcoin mining, but the shitcoiners are actively launching attacks against proof of work and why proof of stake is better in Congress, and misdirecting people, and it gets pretty old. But yeah, I mean, I think the Dylan LeClaire quote was really, really good. There's when people do stupid things, they win stupid prizes, but that was it. Yeah, I guess those are my thoughts on it.
Absolutely love it. Absolute hard-hitting journalism from Dick Grieser himself. Yeah, well, before I go on and kind of get my take, this literally just dropped on Bitcoin Magazine. So if you guys can see this or hear this in the audio, apparently Binance US will delist around 100 trading pairs and has paused over-the-counter trading as we speak, as we were doing this bit right now. So yesterday when this news came out, I think CZ was saying we're not worried about this. We're going to do business as usual. Well, I guess maybe they had a talk with their lawyers or something this morning, and they realized that we should probably stop trading some of this stuff on our US platform. So it's just very interesting to see all this stuff play out in real time. But yeah, I mean, hey, look, I think as Bitcoiners, we've all basically made our bet, especially if we are the Bitcoin only maxis out here. We understood that there is Bitcoin and there is shitcoins, and we have taken our Bitcoin off exchanges. Yes, I know some of us live on Bitcoin, and we need to figure out ways to move our Bitcoin around so that we can pay our bills and all this stuff. But for the people out there that are simply holding their Bitcoin on an exchange thinking that it is safe, I think we are starting to see more and more receipts that if it's not your keys, it's not your Bitcoin. And I know we say this all the time, and I know it's just a meme to you until you finally experience what that means. You probably are leaving your Bitcoin on an exchange. You probably haven't taken the journey to self-custody, but this is how you protect yourself from this. This is literally what Bitcoin is designed for. It is to take back your money so you do not have to trust middlemen. Yes, I know it is a scary journey, but man, I guess I'm just so far down the rabbit hole that self-custody just seems second nature to me. And I'm sure, at least to us younger generation, it seems like it's as easy as sending a text message. We're all technical people, but I can understand how someone that is a boomer, maybe a Gen Xer that doesn't know how to use technology, is probably afraid of taking all of their wealth into self-custody, considering there's no one you can call. And obviously, if you have grown up in a fiat system where you can always just hit the rewind button, there's always someone else to blame, you are not taking personal responsibility, I'm sure it could be very frightening. You probably have a lot more to lose. But us younger people, we don't have much to lose. We're just seeing this play out in real time. And as much as I personally don't have much faith or give any reputation to these institutions, I think they're all legitimate as far as I'm concerned. I think it's very naive for us to believe that they're just going to disappear overnight and like, oh, we're living in a utopian dream that like none of these people can touch us. It's like, plan accordingly. Protect your neck. Prepare for this inevitable outcome because we knew it was coming. It's not like they're getting blindsided. Bitcoiners have been talking about this for a long, long time. And if you went Bitcoin only, took your Bitcoin into self-custody, you don't have more than you're willing to lose on an exchange, then you're just kind of laughing at all these shitcoiners that are literally petitioning for a regulatory moat right now. They've been going their circles around DC trying to make sure that their business doesn't get wrecked. And I think it's something that Richard Grieser said, that you cannot trust these politicians, these government bureaucrats, because they will literally sell you down the river whenever it is a good thing for them. Whenever it benefits them, you will get wrecked. So as much as this moment, it's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is a friend. I wouldn't even say shitcoiners are enemies because, in my opinion, they're completely irrelevant and they have lost the game a long time ago. I wouldn't trust or put much faith in the institutions that be. I know I am starting to come around to the idea that, yes, politics and Bitcoiners getting political may be important. I don't have much faith in any politician, period. This is my starting point. But I understand that as Bitcoiners, we will change the system. And it all starts with fixing the money. Yes, this is probably a multi-decade experiment. We're going to be in this for the long run. I think this is the beginning of a new era where shitcoiners cannot go around and scam freely. I think it is legitimate to say that shitcoins are a scam, and also like the laws are the laws and you shouldn't be able to scam freely. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. As much as I don't like these institutions, as much as I don't trust politicians, we know they're going to continue to do what they do. So the best way to protect yourself is just go all in on Bitcoin. Bitcoin only, baby. It is Bitcoin and there is shitcoin. But enough of me ranting. Everyone wants to hear Richard Grieser because they are literally falling head over heels over a talking statue right now in the chat. So let's get into the culture.
The Daily Culture.
Brought to you by SwanBitcoin.com. Swan is the best way to build your Bitcoin stack with automated Bitcoin savings plans and instant purchases, serving clients of any size from $10 to $10 million. We love Swan because they incentivize self-custody and dollar cost averaging. What are you waiting for? Visit SwanBitcoin.com today.
And of course, we are going to talk about the Swan IRA. Swan's new offer, Bitcoin is generational wealth, and you can secure your bright orange future with the Swan IRA. And as Dell brought it up, there's levels to this game, guys. And I know not everyone is willing to just go spot Bitcoin. Maybe you're a boomer, a Gen Xer, and you still have money in a 401k. Maybe you have a 401k and you're trying to find ways to get Bitcoin exposure. Well, Swan's IRA is real Bitcoin, no taxes, and get in touch with the Swan private team because they will hook you up in minutes. This is not an ETF or derivative. Get the real thing. Get the Swan IRA. And I just realized that I forgot to shill the Orange Pill app as well. Stack friends who stack sats, guys. Create a meetup around you. Get in touch with Bitcoiners. I think hanging out with Bitcoiners is not only the best decision I've ever made, but the most important decision you will ever make, because you need a community of like-minded individuals as we move into the bright orange future. As we are seeing right now, it's going to get rocky. It's not going to be an easy journey, but if you stack friends who stack sats, you may be able to go to your neighbor and ask for some sugar because shit may get crazy. Get on the orangepillapp.com and get in touch with Bitcoiners all around the world, or even just in your neighborhood. Anyways, enough of that. People want to hear the marble statue, aka Richard Greaser, talk. And I really like your bio here, bro. On the beat, Richard Dick Greaser on the beat, smoking Marlboro Reds and cranking out the best fake news articles you ever read. I'm the person the TV warned you about. Integrity. Absolutely love it. And I say it all the time. And people, I think, believe I'm joking when I say this, but I took this quote from George Carlin. If you're going to tell people the truth, you better make them laugh or they will kill you. So Dick Greaser, why is sarcasm your preferred medium as a journalist?
Well, like I said earlier, I was trained and worked in traditional media for a long time. And, you know, what I learned from that is it's all about lying. And so I just took the skill set that I was already trained in and knew how to use and just translated it into making parody articles on Bitcoin related topics. So it's just, you know, I'm an older guy, you know, I'm in my 40s, and I just didn't want to relearn I didn't want to learn how to code and learn a whole new skill set. So I just figured out this is probably the best way for me to translate my skills into something.
Absolutely love it. Well, how do Bitcoiners respond to the fake news site that is the Bitcoin Bugle? Or rather, I put a meme out in the day, and now I think I'm on the other side. Here at Simply Bitcoin, we take our journalism very seriously. We do our best to speak the truth. But I once in the day was a shit poster, and I used to kind of love and lean into the idea of yellow journalism. And I said, make yellow journalism great again. And I think this is what the Bitcoin Bugle is doing. How come ridicule, sarcasm, and comedy is the best way to I don't know, portray truth? It really is a paradox that I'm still wrapping my head around. And I understand that things like the Bitcoin Bugle is much needed in this, not only the Bitcoin space, but the world.
Well, you know, the way I think of it, I like the movie Mary Poppins, and she says the spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. And I think humor helps people to see truth. And that's why, you know, parody and ridicule are very effective in helping people see that. But yeah, I mean, we got to make fun of these people because they're absolutely ridiculous. And you know, I think we also have to make fun of ourselves and, you know, just have a genuinely good time, because it's really easy to get demoralized out there just with how dark things are. I mean, why do these politicians think they can continue to raise taxes on cigarettes? You know, a pack of Marlboro Reds in New York is sometimes close to $20, and that's absolutely absurd. So.
Okay, well, I was going to ask you what the Bitcoin Bugle is, but I think since you brought it up a few times, what's your fixation with tobacco? And I think one of your memes, or maybe one of your truth, is that the world was better before the tobacco ban. Can you explain to the audience?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, you have to understand, people, that we get lied to about everything. You know, inflation is good for you. Inflation is transitory. You know, you should do things you know, just do what the TV tells you to. You know, everything that we learn, you know, for the most part is a lie. And there's children walking around just completely vitamin deficient right now. They don't have their nicotine, and you just look at like the way that they, these corporations and scientists attack tobacco. It's pretty absurd. It's just like they don't go after things that are actually harmful for you. I mean, like if they actually cared about what's harmful, they would be talking about making inflation illegal. But no, inflation's good, and cigarettes are bad. So it's absolutely absurd to me.
Absolutely love it. All right. Well, let's get on to the Bitcoin Bugle. What is the Bugle? What's your mission here? And can people contribute?
Yeah, I mean, so like the mission is I have to make a living, right? Like, my wife smokes like 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I smoke like 3 packs of cigarettes a day. My kid is like on a pack. Like I would say like probably don't start your kids until they're like 9 or 10 because like it's just too expensive too fast as I'm launching this new business. But like so that's like the goal. So like you can donate sats. We have a Geyser fund. I've already earned about 3 packs of cigarettes in donations on Geyser, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I generally want to have a good time, and writing Bugle articles is pretty entertaining for me. Watching people's responses is pretty entertaining. When we get fact checked, it's pretty funny. So the writers for the Bugle, his name's Max Shaft. He wrote a hilarious article about Vitalik dating Tom Brady's ex-wife, and that got circulated and picked up and fact checked a bunch of times, and it was really funny.
Amazing. Okay. The last question: can people contribute?
Oh yeah. Shoot me news tips. DMs on Twitter. I'm on Telegram. And you can email us. If you just go to thebitcoinbugle.com and go to support and scroll down past me asking for you to send me sats, it'll have instructions on how to submit news tips if you got anything.
Absolutely love it. I told you to prepare. What is your favorite article on here? Is it the Vitalik one, or what is your crown gem on the Bitcoin Bugle?
I think one of the funniest ones was Max Shaft. Max Shaft is probably funnier than me, which I get a little bit insecure about sometimes. But he did an article on Matt Odell living like a secret lifestyle, and that one got picked up and circulated, and a lot of people thought it was real, and I think Matt got a lot of heat and flack for that. But yeah, I mean, each article it's like it feels like a child. Like if you have a favorite child, you're probably a terrible parent, and so like that's kind of how I feel about these articles. I love each one individually in its own unique way.
I thought that was real. When I saw that on Twitter, I was like, wait, what? And then I read it and I was like, oh, okay. And well played.
Absolutely amazing. Okay. Can I get in the mind of Richard Greaser when he creates one of these fake news headlines? How does the genius come about?
I typically have 1 cigarette in my mouth and 1 in each nostril. And I just try and consume as much tobacco as possible in as short as amount of time. But it's like, the tobacco works through me and speaks through me, and my fingers just start typing. So like typically what I do is I'm not very good at using computers. I'll usually write it out on a typewriter and then have my wife transcribe it to me or type it into the computer and then publish it. But yeah.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. Well, Richard Greaser, is there one last message you would like to give to the audience before we get into the meme review? What would be the Richard Greaser gem that you want to leave the audience with?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say like, I think the message that we need to be portraying to the shitcoiners right now is the reason why they're losing so bad right now is because they don't have Dennis Porter on their side. Like, because we have Dennis Porter, like he just saved, Bitcoin a couple weeks ago by getting that 30% mining tax thrown out. So like he's like the superhero that we all needed, and they don't have Dennis Porter. So that's the message I want people to hear.
Absolutely love it. Couldn't agree more. Really appreciate you coming on the show today, Richard Greaser. Absolute pure signal. Let's get into the meme review, guys.
The Daily Meme Review.
Brought to you by Kaboom Racks. I get this question all the time. Nico, where should I buy Bitcoin miners? The answer is Kaboom Racks. It's the best place to buy Bitcoin miners. That's where you're going to find the best deals and the best prices. Start your mining utopia today. To check out their racks, you got to go to t.me/Kaboom Racks. Join their Telegram group and start your mining journey today. Kaboom Racks.
Kaboom racks. All right, I'm all out of whack today because Richard Greaser is just cracking me up. So before I go on, you already know, get yourself a BitPlate. It's easy to use, hard to destroy. The BitPlates dominoes are designed to preserve your Bitcoin wallet, backup seed words, and passphrases. It's literally, you hear that? It's damn near indestructible. Made from highly coercion-resistant 316L marine-grade stainless steel and offering the ultimate protection against extremes of temperatures. Use the code SIMPLY and get 10% off all BitPlates products. Anyways, before I go on, Kaboom Racks. This is the meme review. This is your favorite portion of the show. Actually, hold on. I need to pause this because it's ruining the meme. Okay. Kaboom Racks. Say with me, Kaboom Racks. Tweets are the bullets, memes are the artillery. We are in an information war, and as you can tell, we brought on Richard Greaser, who is doing his part to fight the $1 trillion PSYOP campaign against the truth by writing fake news articles to expose the truth. Absolute vanguard, pioneer of the space. Really appreciate you. And everyone out there, continue to tag me on Twitter, continue to drop us the memes on Telegram, because I do my best to scour the internet and find you the best memes. Anyways, this first meme is by the legendary Adam Back. And if you are a Bitcoiner and you've been here for more than one bear market, then you already know this feeling that Honey Badger just don't care, that Bitcoin doesn't care, that yes, the price may drop 80% 1 year, 2 years, but over time, it is going up forever, Laura, and all you need to do is hodl. Well, for the audio listeners, we got a video here of the Dalai Lama looking at the Bitcoin price, and he takes his glasses off as the Bitcoin price dumps, and then the next thing you know, it goes sideways a little bit, and then it starts to pump, and he starts laughing and having a good time, puts his glasses back on. This is the feeling of being a Bitcoiner. Bitcoiners don't care. Bitcoin doesn't care. It will always go back up because it is absolute scarcity. Anyways, this next meme is by Ched D Bitcoiner, aka eDrink Pepid Chad on Twitter, and he goes, "Simply Bitcoin. I know a version of this meme made it on the show, but I think it is appropriate." Had said we are continuously dunking on Coinbase and Binance. I thought it was fitting that we're going to add this today. We have Brian Armstrong with tears, and we have CZ with the Wojak glasses and mouth on, and goes, "They're not securities because we said so." And then all the Bitcoiners go, "Achoo, sorry, we Bitcoiners are allergic to your bullshit." There's Bitcoin and there's shitcoin. And again, continuously on this thread, sorry, I will work on my diction. Continually on this thread at Bitcoin_is_goes. My feed today, and we got the classic Bitcoin template, the meme template of the two girls fighting, and one of them is the SEC and the other one is the shitcoin casino, and then we got the guy in the background taking a dab, and his Bitcoiners just chilling, watching the fight, watching the chaos. And you know me, sometimes I bring up tweets that in my opinion are great memes in and of themselves, and here we got Francis Poulet, and he goes, "Question, hey, why did the price of Bitcoin dump?" And then the answer is, insert shitcoin, insert custodial shitcoin casino, insert attack vector, insert stupid fuck up, insert unethical shitcoiner behavior, insert Bitcoin affinity scamming explanation, insert public backlash. This is literally what happens every single time a shitcoiner does anything bad, because shitcoiners make us all look bad, and do not shitcoin because it's bad for your house. Anyways, this next meme is by Ghost of MTC, and he goes, "Funny how our eyes work. And we got a meme here, and in big letters it goes, and we're going from big letters to small letters, and it goes, first you'll ignore the Bitcoiners, then you'll get scammed by shitcoiners, then you'll get wrecked, and then at the very top in the small text it goes, and finally you'll buy Bitcoin, having learned the hard way. I think we've all felt this way if you are not the lucky few to be Bitcoin only. And I know I do not like to do nepotism in the meme review, but someone liked this and retweeted this morning. I'm pretty sure it was a bot, and I forgot of my own genius sometimes. You know, I remember I once was a meme tard, a shitcoiner. I once had thrown my hat in the meme game. Now I just constantly am a talking head on YouTube. Anyways, there's a little old meme from Optimus Fields, and it goes, love seeing the Wojak bell curve play out in real time. Hashtag Bitcoin. And we got the left side of the Bitcoin or the bell curve goes, the Bitcoin standard is the only way. And we got the right side of the bell curve going in the dark cloak going, the Bitcoin standard is the only way. And then we got the midwits that almost looks like Nicarus over here. And he goes, oh my God, Bitcoin maxis were right. And it starts tearing up because we told you so. Anyways, this next meme is by Meditation Man, aka TC. And I know you guys saw, I don't think we actually covered this yesterday, but if you didn't, I will give you some context. There's a quote in the Binance SEC documentation in the suit that says that I think it was the COO of Binance in 2018 basically saying, like, we're selling unregistered securities in the US, bro. And basically like, go fuck yourself. Well, TC did a play on this, and we got Chrissy Lagarde and Jerome Powell. And the quote here goes, we are operating as a fucking Ponzi scheme in the USA, bro. And Chrissy Lagarde is laughing, and you got Jerome Powell with a smirk. And shouts out to my boy Rope. He sent me a meme. And we got an astronaut looking at the Bitcoin moon because we are going to moon. And he goes, and it's a quote here, and it goes, and this is very, very deep for once, Robe. I applaud you. And he goes, in a decaying society, art, if it is truthful, must also reflect decay. And unless it wants to break faith with its social function, art must show the world as changeable and help to change it. Ernst Fisher. And honestly, when I picked a meme this morning and you sent this to me, Rope, I did not even remember that we had Richard Greaser, aka Dick Greaser, on the show. And so it's a fitting end to today's episode. So drop your meme review score in the chat over here, and I will cover it live. But before we do that, I need to find my meme review score. I remembered what it was. Okay, so I was gifted this at the Miami conference this year. It was allegedly a way to get to the pub key after party, but I never went because I forgot what I did that night. But anyways, we got these pub key matches with a little honey badger, and that says HODL on the backside. I don't think I'm going to use these. How long do matches last? Because this is a pretty tight little match case right here. Okay, Del, what is your meme review score?
It's 100% words. It's based off of that rope meme that you posted there, and it made me think when I saw that every time you hear about going to the moon in the financial sense, you hear it, but you're thinking of green candles and price. But when I saw that, it made me think Bitcoin is going to the moon, but in a different way. We're going to a different place. We're going to live somewhere completely different. We don't care about the price of Bitcoin. What one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. So it doesn't, the green candlesticks, the price, it's irrelevant. We're going to a different place. We're going to live on a metaphorical moon and create this new society.
Okay, Richard Greaser, I have a hunch what your meme review score might be, but what is your meme review score for today, bro?
I'm going to surprise you, actually. So if you were at the conference, I was at the conference running some undercover journalism with Max Shaft. We were all over the place. We had some pretty great stories, actually, but I'm currently wearing the Voltage prison slippers, and so that's going to be my meme store. They're pretty dope.
Yeah, I got a pair. What color do you have? Do you have the orange, the white, or the black?
I've got the orange, so it's like
the prison slippers,
prison.
Of course. Yep. I am not as high level right side of the bell curve as Richard Greaser. Anyways, guys, drop your meme review score in the chat as we cover the boys over at representltd.com. Go get yourself some merch. Dell asked me this morning. What is the ETA on the Represent Simply Bitcoin merch drop? I honestly have no clue. I think it should be in within the next month or two. That's how it was last time. We'll see how it goes. But we wear the merch every single day. I'm wearing the sold out Represent dad hat. Dell is wearing the snapback. I think he might also be wearing the hoodie. But there is some snapback still. So if you like what Dell is wearing, scan the QR code and you can go to their site and get one for yourself. We will get you guys the merch soon. There will also be female sizes so we can make sure that it is form-fitting and not just a big boxy shirt for you girls out there. Really appreciate everyone that supports the boys over at Represent LTD. But also, if you use the code simply-bitcoin, you can get yourself a discount on everything from their site. Shouts out to the boys over at Represent. Anyway, I forgot to get the music. I keep forgetting to get the music. All right. Anyways, hey, Richard Greaser, why don't you do some music from your mouth? No, I'm just letting. Okay. Let's see. The meme review scores for today. First one is by Jamie Dimon himself, and it goes, meme score, it's official. Bitcoin is not a Ponzi scheme. You heard it here first. Jamie Dimon says it is not a Ponzi. Okay. Next meme review score is by Sale Dog 18. He goes, I give those memes 5 cartons of Marlboro Red. Let's go. Okay. Next one is by Sperm Whale Tacos. Okay. Goes, I give the memes 21 cartons of matches expiring this month. Okay, let's go. Next meme review is by Chrissy's Inscription of Opti and Chrissy Forever in the blockchain. He goes, score, make childhood firsthand smoke great again. Oh my goodness. We do not endorse this at Simply Bitcoin. Next meme review score is by Rave Elevator, and it goes, I score the memes 1 Mel Gibson Braveheart yell, freedom! Okay, next meme review score is by Igor, and he goes, I give those memes a tobacco plantation for Mr. Greaser. Let's go. Okay, let me see. Meme score by the one and only Planet Earth, and he goes, meme score, came for the profit, stayed for the profit. Bars, okay. Oh my goodness. Pandora Box Headquarters, my score, Flat Earther coin. Oh my goodness. The Bugle is spewing fake news over here. It says Opti is still a bit blue-pilled on cigarettes. Absolute fake news in the chat. How could you do me like this, Richard Greaser? Anyways, last meme review score is by Andres. Meme score, a sour little VC with a mustache and cheap Miami tan. Oh, shots fired. Absolutely devastated. Okay, well, guys, first and foremost, let's thank Dell. Let's give Dell some horns. Good to have you, Dell. What can the people look forward to on YouTube? We know you are dropping them hot clips now. So, what did we drop one today, or are you dropping one today?
I think it's either coming out today or tomorrow, real soon. It's either being finished up. I make them, but the editors are absolute the unseen heroes of the Simply channel. The editors, John and Morpheus, a few others, are either working on it or finishing up on it. So that one should be coming. And it's about Peter Dunworth. If you have not heard of Peter Dunworth, has very few followers on Twitter. Check him out. The guy is super, super knowledgeable, and he talks about things in a very clear, super easy to understand way with examples. There's a conversation on Bitcoin People, which is a tiny channel. The last I saw it, the conversation had like 200 views. It is super, super good. It is the conversation I would suggest showing to boomers and parents. It's super, super good. Bitcoin People, Peter Dunworth. Check that out.
Absolutely love it. Really appreciate it, Dow. And we'll see you, 2 weeks from now. But check him out on YouTube, everyone. Go look at the clips. They are absolutely slaying it over there. And then, of course, shouts out to Richard Dick Greaser. Where can the people find you? What are you working on?
I'm working on all sorts of hard-hitting stories. Let me see. What's the headline of the one I'm working on right now? I don't remember. I told you one about it earlier. I guess I'm a little bit nicotine deficient, but BitcoinBugle.com is the best way to find us. You can sign up for our email newsletter. There's a big button on the bottom of the page that says "Stay Misinformed." So just click that. Give me all your personal info. But yeah.
Yeah, guys, absolutely love what the Bugle is doing. Shouts out to your whole team over there, because it's not just the infamous Dick Greaser. It's a whole team over there. And we'll see you around, bro. I'm excited to see some of. I don't want to leak some of these article headlines that you gave us, but I think you guys are going to really enjoy them. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And of course, if you want to listen to the show in audio only form, we're on Anchor, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple. We are a part of the Value for Value economy on Fountain. And we appreciate all the comments. We appreciate all the stats. We appreciate all the clips. Again, spread all the Bitcoin content. It's not just about simply Bitcoin. It's about spreading the message and getting more people to wake up to the lie that is the fiat matrix. Take Bitcoin into self-custody and do the do today, because, you might want to get some just in case it catches on. And then, of course, guys, in full seriousness, I know we did kind of take the piss at the very end of today's show, but as we continuously tell you guys, sometimes it's about keeping the morale up, making sure people are having fun, enjoying the time that we have, because it does get dark out there. If you only listen to mainstream media, if you're only listening to the doom and gloomers on Twitter, you may actually believe that the sky is falling. There is a beautiful world out there. We have a beautiful world to build. We, as in you and I, the listener out there, we are building this world in real time, block by block. TikTok next block. Bitcoin don't care. Honey Badger don't care. Bitcoin is the only unstoppable, uncensorable, hard cap currency, cryptocurrency, best money in the world. And this is why we show up every single day, to not only make you laugh, entertain you, but also keep you up to date on the news as we usher in the separation of money and state. So it might get darker before it gets better, but we will continue to keep things light, but also ensure that you guys are well informed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Spread this one out, make your friends laugh. And if you didn't think we were funny today, well, I apologize. We'll come back better next time. But I had a blast. I think this was a great show. Really appreciate all you guys. We will see you tomorrow, same time as usual, 12:10 p.m. Eastern time, or 12:15 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube, 12:10 p.m. Eastern time on Spaces. We love you long time. And just share all the content. We are actually going to have an IRL as well tonight. So check that out. We are dropping all kinds of content on YouTube. We love you guys. Peace out. Until tomorrow. This has been your boy Opti, and we are logging off. Peace out.